Hello friends and welcome back. Happy September. It is actually the first game day for the Georgia Bulldogs, so I'm very excited to take you along for what's probably going to be the next few days. We are kind of just going to be taking it easy, but also honing in and focusing a little bit on finding joy as a homemaker. Sometimes that's in big things, as you will see through a really fun collaboration that I have coming later in this video. And then sometimes it's through the everyday small little things that we can do on our own to create and inspire joy in our own hearts and within our own homes. So I'm really excited that you're here. I hope that you will find this enjoyable. We're going to be doing some fun game day snacks here in a few minutes. I just got back from getting a few ingredients from the store to get those put together. My mom and grandmother are going to be coming over a little later to watch the game. My husband is working, but hopefully he'll be able to swing by at some point and enjoy some snacks and football with us as well. So glad you're here. Let's get started. Last week I did a little homemaking chat on contentment, and I just thought, what an appropriate series title, because there's so many different homemaking chats that I feel like I could do just on basic things that really revolve around the attitude of a homemaker and the tone that we set within our house. Now, in saying that, I do not do this perfectly or anywhere near perfectly all the time, but it's something that I think I want to be more mindful of. I know I want to be more mindful of, and I didn't know if maybe some others might feel like it's helpful to know that someone is in their boat as well. Like maybe this is relatable for you. Maybe it's nothing new that you've never heard before, but maybe it's at least encouraging to hear others having the same struggles or the same thoughts that you do day in and day out. Personally, I do agree with the sentiment that joy and happiness are two different things. Happiness to me is very short burst, extremely temporary, and emotionally based, whereas joy is rooted in something deeper. However, I also feel like there is a difference in the temporary joy that we can feel, like I guess in different seasons of life, and then the eternal joy that we may have as a follower of Christ, in knowing that our eternity is rooted in something more than what's here on this earth. I think that those are two different things, and maybe that is getting into the weeds and semantics a little bit, but I feel like it's worth noting that temporary joy is different than temporary happiness, but at the same time, temporary joy can be brought on by circumstances and seasons of life, whereas eternal joy is everlasting and unwavering because of what Jesus did for us on the cross. So for example, a couple of different scenarios would be, I am happy because I had a great day yesterday and I'm waking up in a good mood today. I got a lot done in my garden, harvested some late summer flowers, got the girls to school on time, picked them up on time, got a lot of content created during the uninterrupted time, had dinner ready and on the table. Everything just seemed to be working as it should, and that makes me very happy. Okay, and then on the other hand, I am very joyful in this season because I feel like we are coming out of the toddler fog, definitely out of the newborn phase. My girls are becoming more independent. I have more time to commit to passions that I forgot that I had or am now learning that I have or have had all along. I don't know which one, but I'm starting to feel more like myself again in life. I see more opportunities for our family, and I just feel like the Lord is so very present in each and every area of our life, in all of our different school situations, in our church. There's just so many things that seem like puzzle pieces are starting to align. That brings me so much joy. And then again, the unwavering aspect of joy is that I know regardless of how this life turns out, whether seasons change and we hit a really rough patch or things just keep getting better from here, I'm going to go to heaven when I die. Whenever I look at the aspects of life that are fleeting, that will not last and will not go to the grave with me, I know that this is not my home. Okay, so the Oreo cream cheese ball is sitting in the fridge. It needs to chill for a little bit. I'm currently working on just tossing over a little bit of laundry. I might wipe down the bathroom, just picking up around the house a little bit, nothing major. I'm not gonna lie though, this cooler weather has me tempted to slowly but surely start getting out some fall decorations. I don't know that I will. I need to clean up around the yard some too, like we did probably our last run of the water slide for this year. Yesterday it was too chilly. The girls did it for like 10 minutes and then they were cold. So I just need to work on some things around the house and just kind of as I can, as I get to them, as I have time and energy. And also the girls probably need to play outside for a little bit before the game starts so that they will be content inside when it does begin. So while we wait on our cheese ball to harden up a little bit, let's get to some homemaking. heard on a podcast a good while back, it's like the Homemakers Club podcast. I don't even know if they do it anymore, but it was suggesting that you come up with 3 things that you feel like would be your ideal tasks to have done by the end of the day, even if everything else goes awry. And then talk to your spouse as well and see what are their 3 things that, like, if they work outside the home and you stay home or whatever, they come home and they would like to see done and feel like it had been a productive day at home because those things are completed. So I talked with my husband about this and we kind of agreed on like a common 3. We didn't have all of the same 3 necessarily, but we were able to come to an agreement on the 3 most important ones to us. And I thought that that was such a great idea because it took so much pressure off of me to feel like I had to have absolutely everything done in one day. It also made it feel more like a team effort, and it helped me to realize that his expectations were not nearly as high as maybe I was expecting them to be, or the expectations that I even had on myself. So I think that our 3 were like have at least an idea of what's for dinner. He didn't necessarily want me to have it like hot and ready on the table when he got home, but just an idea of what's for dinner and meat thawing in the sink for it. And then dishes, like run the dishwasher once a day. And then I think the other one was a load of laundry. And I just think that is some of the best advice that I've ever received in the sense of being a homemaker, because it really is a reality check for both of us whenever I can say, okay, I got the 3 things done today and whatever else was completed is just an added bonus. And then the only other thing I would say in addition to the everyday mundane is to make it special. Romanticize life a little bit, set the table for a very ordinary dinner, just make it special. I did a video last summer on the art of making it special. It was actually an at-home date night and everything was homemade, from the tablecloth to the food on the table, all of it. It was just so cozy and so intimate and so special, and cost me $0 aside from the food that we ate. And a lot of that was grown in our own garden. So I definitely think there's value and tons of joy to be found in romanticizing everyday life, regardless of what people say or how much they judge you for it.
Went the other way, didn't it? I think it was follow you. But you was follow you. And now it's following you. Can you walk behind it now? Like go out wide over by the barn? Yeah, you're going to get on the other side of it. Get done. I'll get it back. Get it back. There you go. Now walk her back. Come on, chicken.
It felt so good outside. It honestly, this whole day has felt like time is just moving slowly, and it felt that way last night too. Me and the girls had a movie night, and we just pulled out the bed from our sofa and made like a whole thing of it. It was so nice, and I don't know, I just am loving these cooler days. I didn't turn my air on until almost 7 o'clock last night. I did just cut it on because I got hot outside doing the things, but got a lot done, which is nice. And now it should be time to take our Oreo ball out of the fridge and turn it into something cutesy. I mean, it's not anything professional or like something that I would try to sell, but it's fun and it's festive. And like, did I mention it's just my mom and grandmother coming over? So it'll be great. I think it's gonna taste really good. The rotel dip is ready to go. All of the Velveeta melted. That was super simple. I don't think I've ever done a recipe that easy before. I'll let you know how it tastes for sure. I need to get some chips out, and then I also made taquitos, never know how to pronounce that. Rosie already started digging into those because those are some of her favorites, and I was snacking on one too, so no shame. But yeah, my grandmother is going to bring like some chicken poppers and some little sliders, and then my mom is bringing some salsa, and yeah, we should be more than good on food because I probably eat the most out of anybody that's going to be here unless Nicholas stops by. But it'll be good. We'll have leftovers to eat on for the next couple of days, which will be very nice for this long weekend. Oh, you're so cute. We knew that though. Okay, but you should probably know it's going to be on all afternoon. Okay, we have had a full few days. The last that I talked to you, I think, was like 4 days ago. But today was our first day back to school for my youngest, the little half-day preschool, where I help out sometimes. Today I took all of their first day pictures. So we came home and crashed hard. Nicholas is off today, so he went and picked up Rosie from big school. Oh my goodness, yesterday was Labor Day. I actually went to 2 different cookouts. So fun, so tiring. And then, yeah, just different things. He worked this past weekend, and it's been a busy few days. Okay, I'm exhausted, but the girls have been patiently waiting because we have a really exciting package on our porch. They came like Friday, and today is Tuesday, so they can see what it is on the side, and they have been so excited to open it. But I knew that assembly was required, so I was going to wait until Nicholas was here to help with that because he's much better at those things than I am. You know, sometimes joy looks a lot like the little mundane things, and that is often how I try to focus in on joy because that is what's most sustainable, right? Like that's what is most common and most doable. But sometimes it comes through hard work paying off, and joy is just something that, you know, is a bit more glamorous and a bit more like flashy and exciting. It's a bit more material, and while life is not all about those things and we can't take them to heaven when we go, it is fun to get to see my kids be so excited by something that I've been asked to partner with. So let's go see what's in this box.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. We've been ready.
Yay. You know, as we were putting this little car together for the kids, I just couldn't help but smile. Not just because they were going to absolutely light up when they finally saw it put together, but because it's one of those little reminders that joy really does weave its way into our everyday lives in so many different forms. Joy isn't always a loud, sparkling moment. Sometimes it's more steady and quiet, like the simple rhythms of homemaking, or folding laundry, or setting the table for dinner. And then sometimes it does surprise us, like watching our children experience something new or seeing hard work and patience turn into a blessing we can share with them. Of course, like I said, we know we cannot take these things with us when we go. The toys, the furniture, even the home itself, they're all temporary. But what's really beautiful is how God uses even the temporary things to create eternal moments. The laughter echoing down the hallway, the way siblings squeal with excitement together, the lessons learned in sharing and gratitude. These moments plant seeds of joy that last long after the stuff fades away. I think about how easy it can be to chase happiness in the form of new things, maybe a purchase or a vacation or even a perfectly decorated home. And these things can absolutely bring happiness. But joy, of course, joy is different. Joy settles into our hearts when we recognize God's goodness, even in the ordinary. And that kind of joy is available to us whether or not life feels picture perfect. As homemakers, our days are often filled with little unseen tasks, things that do not always feel significant in the moment, sweeping up little crumbs and making the same meals over and over again, keeping everyone clothed and clean. But these very tasks are often the soil where joy takes root, if you will, because they are the places where we learn to serve with love and to find purpose in the simple and to let God meet us right where we are in the mundane. So sometimes joy looks like stepping back and just seeing the fruit of our labor. And maybe that's just a meal enjoyed together at the table. I don't want to say just, but it's simply a meal enjoyed together at the table. Or maybe it's the way a child lights up when they climb into this little car and just imagining all the little adventures that they'll go on. Maybe it's simply knowing that we are creating a safe and cozy place for our family to grow. Joy doesn't have to mean everything is easy or stress-free either. Even while I'm assembling this toy, I do not enjoy assembling furniture or toys or anything like that. But I'm also thinking about like the mess that it's going to add to our house and the boxes that we'll need to burn afterwards, or how eventually this will get scratched and worn. After all, it's just a toy and it's meant to be played with. But that's real life. So true joy allows us to embrace those imperfections with gratitude, because joy says this moment matters, even if it is not perfect. There's a verse I come back to often where Nehemiah says, "The joy of the Lord is your strength." And that's really what it comes down to, you know? Happiness can waver and circumstances can change, but joy, God-given joy, becomes the strength that carries us through. So as we screw in these last pieces and picture our kids climbing in for the first time, we're reminded that joy doesn't always come in the big mountaintop moments. More often, actually, it's found right here in the dailiness of life, in homemaking, in parenting, and noticing the small blessings that are right here in front of us. So today, I just want to encourage you with that. Just look for joy, not just happiness. Let joy seep into your folding laundry, your cooking, your errands, your conversations. And let it remind you that what you're doing really does matter deeply, even when it feels small or unseen. And when those joyful moments come, whether it's in the sparkle of your children's eyes as they ride around in a new toy, or simply in the quiet peace of your home at night, let yourself soak it in. Because while the things of this world may fade, the joy that God plants in our hearts is eternal. And as far as this particular toy goes, I just want to say, this is amazing. I will have it linked down in the description. But one of my very favorite things about this item in particular, I was not asked to say anything specific on this collaboration, so this is all my true and honest opinion. My very favorite thing about this car that I have not seen a lot of other cars have like this is the ability for the parent to control the driving. So we live on the corner of two pretty busy and well-traveled roads, and ride-on toys just always make me so nervous. We've had several given to us and they've said, here are these, my kids use them, they've outgrown them now, but it just needs a new battery, or we can't find the charger, you'll just have to get a charger for the battery. And when I tell you that those have just sat in our yard for years and the girls play on them thinking that they're the coolest things ever, even though they never actually move, it's because I was terrified that they were going to run themselves into the road. With this, we are able to steer them and drive them gas, pedal, brake, directions, reverse, forward, everything from a game controller, and it's just amazing. So go ahead and use the link below if you are interested. Maybe you're starting your Christmas shopping already. I know we are. We like to get it all knocked out before the rush of holidays get here. I cannot recommend this product enough, and all of the other reviews would agree. Well, that was a thrill. We had so much fun. Drove it next door to my brother and sister-in-law's house and let their girls ride on it with our girls. These are the days, you know. There's so much joy to be found in the big moments and the small. Not to say that everything is always perfect or that circumstances are not less than ideal at times, but there's always so much to be grateful for. So much joy in each and every day. I hope you have enjoyed this, and I hope you are having a day full of joy wherever you're at. And I'll catch you next time. Bye, guys.